In this video, I'm going to show you how to set up Google authentication so you can get a client ID and a client secret to use for example, N8N or something else where you want to connect to your Google Drive, Google Sheets, YouTube, whatever. When you first try to do this, it can be a little bit intimidating, but I promise you in this video, we are going to take it step by step, and it doesn't take more than a couple of minutes if you just follow along. So with that said, let's get started. So step number one is to go to console.cloud.google.com. Make sure you're logged in with the right account. If a pop-up appears asking you to accept some terms of service, do that. But yeah, that's the first step. So the next step is to go in and create a project. If you already have one, you can use that. Just keep in mind that there are some limits when it comes to how many API calls you can do per project. But I don't have anything here, so I'm just going to create a new one. For the name, let's call this N8N. It has to be more than 4 characters, so maybe N8N, let's just call it test. The organization here doesn't really matter for now. So now we have created a project, or it is creating the project. And once it's done, you can click Select Project. So now we are inside this project here. Next step is to configure your authentication platform. And to do that, start by clicking on APIs and Services. Then click on this AUTH, I'm not sure how to say that, consent screen, and then click Get Started. You want to give your app a name. The app is what is connecting to whatever you're trying to connect it to. So I'm connecting it to N8N, so I'm just going to put that in the app name. The app name doesn't really matter, but it's just a way for you to know to keep track of everything. For the support email, just select your email there. For the audience, typically you want to select external. And next you want to put in your email address. And click Next. And then you just want to agree to everything, click Continue, and then click Create. Next, we want to add some users. And to do that, click on Audience here, go down to Add Users, and then put in the email address of the user you want to add. So this is the account, the Google account that you will use to sign in and authenticate yourself. It doesn't have to be the same as the project owner's email address, but it has to be one that you have access to, obviously. The next step is to add the scopes that your app needs access to. So the scopes is kind of like all the Google services. So for example, I want my app to access Google Sheets. So I'm going to search for Sheets up here, click Google Sheets API, and then I will enable that and give it a second. Once that is done, I'm going to do the same for the Drive API. And we're going to do the same for the Docs. You can of course add anything else your app needs access to, but for now, for me, those 3 is all I want. Now we're going to add these scopes we just enabled. We're going to add them to our app. And to do that, click this AUTH consent screen again, and then click Data Access. And here, click Add or Remove Scopes. And now the first thing you want to do is down here where it says rows per page, set that to 100. And then you want to scroll down here until you find in this case, the Google Docs API and the Google Drive API and the Google Sheets. So we can actually just hit Shift and select everything here at once. But basically what you want to do here is you want to find the apps that you just enabled, or the scopes you just enabled, and then select those in here. And then finally click Update and save everything Next, we're going to create the client ID and the client secret that our app is going to use to connect to Google. And to do that, you want to click up here on Clients in the sidebar. And then you want to click Create Client. And for the application type, in most cases, select Web Application. You only want to use these other ones as you're actually doing, for example, something for an iOS app or a limited device where you cannot access a web browser or something like that. But in most cases, you want to do web application. The name is really not that important. Obviously, you can change the name if you want to organize things. But what is important is this one here, authorized redirects URIs. And here you want to put in the domain name. I am connecting to N8N right now, so I want to put in the domain name for that I set up when installing the app. So now I'm going to hit Create, and now I'm getting the client ID and client secret. You can also get these by going back to clients. So if you are out here, you just want to go back to clients, and then you can click this little pencil here, and then you can copy them from here and paste them into your app. And that's it. That's all you got to do. Now you have a working app on Google, so your whatever it is can connect to Google, can connect to your Sheets, your Drive, etc., etc. So again, it might be a little bit intimidating the first time you go in here, but once you have the process and once you know what to do, it is really fairly simple. So that concludes this video. I hope everything was clear and easy to follow, and I hope to see you again in the near future in another video. Thank you for watching. Bye bye.